What did it feel out there for you tonight? Season high, just everything going in. What was the feeling like for you out there tonight?
Truthfully, it's just something kind of just took over, just being in the moment. I think it was very just peaceful, just enjoying like being out there and just making reads. And I think when we got down, more focusing on trying to play to win, like just bring a spark, bring energy, play hard. I think for me, that's what brought it all together. And then it just kind of came up from all of it.
What did it just turn for me in the second quarter tonight? You didn't need halftime to turn this game around. Just it started flipping halfway through the second quarter for you. What changed for you guys?
I think just like remembering what's at stake. Games like these come back to haunt you in the end of April, and with that tiebreaker, especially with the West being so close, small things are going to matter, and this game was going to matter. And I think the way we started, we put ourselves in a position that we needed to get back from, and we just fought to get back.
Just in general, whether it's you or Nas having he has recently, have you guys maybe as a unit felt a need to try to step up for what Carl usually gives you guys on a nightly basis, just offensively? And it seems like whoever's night, it might be somebody different each night that might be going off that particular tonight that was yours.
More times than not, it's going to be somebody like that has to step up. I mean, teams are going to game plan now more than ever for Ant. Cat helped us because it was a little tougher to double them both or have to plan a whole defense dedicated to two of them. So now it being the one, I think with the talent that we have and the offensive pieces, it's just each night, each guy is just stepping up into that role and being confident and playing, and everyone's feeding them, giving them confidence. I think the good thing about this team is like we all care about each other and we all want to win. And so we're doing the right things right now to win.
I know LA is partially home, but every time you come to LA, you start going off. Pelicans, you had 38, 39 that game. This game, you cooked up 2. Talk about the opportunity, coming out here in LA, and then what that means to you coming out here and cooking up 2 as well.
I mean, it's not the Staples Center no more, but it's to me it's the West Coast version of the Garden. Like just the games here and like what it means to come out here, and it's like showtime. It's LA, and I think having friends and family in town and wanting to just be my best, and I think I've been able to catch a good groove from me, like you said, just being out here, working out in the summers, trusting my work, and then just wanting to put on a show for like my friends and my family.
And then gotta ask you, Shai, MVP at the top, one of the top guys for MVP votes. What's your thought process on that? I know you're rocking with your dog, but just talk about his game, man, and how it's improved over the years too as well, and what you've seen from him, bro, because he's a dog. So yeah.
I mean, all in all, just the work that he puts in behind the scenes, and I think there's so much hype around him right now, and like it's crazy that people don't even know half of what he's done to do this, and he makes it look easy, but I've seen him work since we were probably like as early as 15 to be in this position. Like it dates back to that, like just the work he puts in, the dedication to the game, like the way he lives, his lifestyle, everything. It is all greatness, and so like what he's doing right now is to me expected. I remember like last summer during a workout, like I was saying, like I believe within the next 6 years he was gonna get one. I didn't think it was gonna be this year, but I believe that he was gonna be this close.
For you guys tonight, given where you are, lost 2 in a row, finding a way to get over Carl's injury here down the stretch. Was there a little extra emphasis on tonight's game, especially given how close these guys are in the standings to you?
Yes and no. I think there was a focus on getting that win for Cat as well. I'm grateful that he had a successful surgery, and I think now it's just like all in all, let's just go and hoop and try to win games. And we want that number 1 seed. We want to be the best team. We want to set ourselves up for a good run. And I think building the right habits as well, being playoff ready in March never hurts.
You're very skilled. You can shoot with both hands. You do a lot. I mean, you have great offensive ability too. What can you say to people out there, coming into the league and then finding a way to carve out their role and then being able to maximize that too?
The main thing is just what I had to learn was you come in with the mindset of the goals you have and the dreams you set and the aspirations that you have planned out for yourself. But the main thing you kind of overlook is the position you're in because you always want more. I think be the MVP in that position right now. Like, be the best you can be in that position. Like, whether you get 5 minutes, be the best player in the league that plays 5 minutes. And then slowly it turns to 10, and then it turns to more. And one thing I've learned just from having faith is, like, Matthew, I think it's 25-29. The Bible just kind of talks about, like, to those who do with what they're given, they receive more. And those who don't eventually lose what they had, what little they had. And so I think for me, it was like any scraps I was getting, any minutes I got, win those minutes, be the best I can be. And then slowly it starts to turn to more, and then just about embracing all that I get.
With your ability offensively, do you feel like you had to learn, like, okay, defensively, I'm going to get some stops, then we could play a little bit more Nickeil style that I want to on certain possessions? Or how was it for you in the early going?
It was kind of tough just because we were down, you know, the energy. So for me, I was just thinking, like, we got to get some life going. Like, even the arena was kind of quiet. Everything was just felt a little dead, the steps slow. They were beating us to things that, like, we pride ourselves in, especially defensively. They got hot. And so we just figured that the main thing was just stepping up, being ready. And my mindset was just get my body going. And I think everything that happened was like a product of that mentality.
As important as an bench defender, how have you seen him approach things?
I mean, one thing about Ant I'm going to say is he's very consistent. And, like, Ant's going to be Ant. And I tell that to everybody. Like, he's going to come in with that mindset, like, I'm trying to win, I'm trying to play hard. Whether Cat's here, whether he's not. And I think he understands that moment. And he's one guy, you know he's not going to be afraid of it. And you know he's going to embrace it. And so he's taking that challenge, and he wants to be great. He wants to win. So him, you just see him, like, in his eyes, like, it's the way he approaches the game. Like, I want this for the team, for himself. And one thing I knew, even with Cat going down, it was like he didn't waver in his mindset of, there's pressure. And as the saying goes, like, too much is given, much is required. And he's aware of that, and he's accepting that, and he wants that challenge.